The playoffs are here, and you can predict the action all the way to the finals with FanDuel Predicts. Predict the spread, the total points, and even the game-winning moments that make the playoffs. Sign up and get a $25 bonus with FanDuel Predicts.
Offered by FanDuel Prediction Markets, LLC, a registered futures commission merchant. 18-plus bonus is non-withdrawable and expires 7 days after receipt. Trading derivatives involves significant risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Manage your activity with their consumer protection tools. Restrictions apply. See terms at FanDuel.com/predicts/bonus-offer-terms.
Listen, all you New Yorkers.
Excuse me.
Taxi.
Okay, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
Second issue in New York City. Penn Station. Penn Station, everyone knows. Most New Yorkers know. More people go through Penn Station per year than LaGuardia, JFK, and Newark Airport combined. That's how powerful Penn Station is as an institution. 1966, it was a magnificent facility, a grand, beautiful hall, designed by McKim, Mead, and White. Pennsylvania Railroad got into trouble. They demolished the building. They needed to sell the space. 1968, Madison Square Garden is built on top of Penn Station. Penn Station is then forever a warren of platforms and hallways in the darkness from the shadow of Madison Square Garden that sits on top of it. Donald Trump, President Trump, last year said he was going to take control of rebuilding Penn Station. Why? Because Penn Station houses Amtrak, MTA, and New Jersey Transit. Amtrak has control. The president said he was going to use Amtrak and take control and do the reconstruction. In about a month, they're supposed to pick a project design and a developer. And there are two basic competing schools. One school says, move Madison Square Garden to another site. Redo history. Move Madison Square Garden to another site, and then build a beautiful station like we had. I believe that is idealistic. I believe it would be the perfect solution. I also believe it is impossible. Jim Dolan owns Madison Square Garden. He doesn't want to move it. He just invested billions in the renovation. And we have no place to put Madison Square Garden. And we've been looking for alternatives to Madison Square Garden for 15 years, and we haven't found one. The alternative plan, which I had worked on with Jim Dolan in 2020, we announced it, is to demolish the western side of Madison Square Garden, what they used to call Felt Forum. They now call it the Hulu Theater. But demolish that part of it. It's acquired by government from the garden, demolished, and then construct a glass atrium, which would bring light down into Penn. Obviously, if you move the garden, you'd have a blank piece of paper. You could build whatever you want. But this deals with reality. Jim Dolan, credit to him, understands the issue, was willing to cooperate with government, sell the back half, the western half, and make that a glass atrium, bring light into Penn Station. If they go with the move the garden option, I believe it will never happen. If they go with the what they call the Hulu Theater, demolishing the Hulu Theater, at least there's a chance that something happens, right? It still requires competence. It still requires government to get something done, which government is lousy at. But at least it's possible. And these types of public works, I believe, are very, very important to the city. It's not just a train station. LaGuardia was not just an airport. The new Moynihan train station, new 2nd Avenue subway. These are public works that not only make the city more functional, but they actually increase the public spirit. and they're signs of progress, and they're signs of hope. And when you fly into the new LaGuardia airport, you say, wow, look at what government did. Do you believe it? We have a new airport. LaGuardia Airport went from the worst in the nation to the first in the nation, judged as the best. And in New York now, we desperately need those signs of progress, because all we see is an exit sign with people leaving. And this is an opportunity to build the spirit, to build the sense of hope and future and progress. We have a gentleman with us who knows more about this than probably anyone in the country, Mr. Paul Goldberger. You know him from the New York Times originally. Architectural critic, they call him. I don't think that does him justice, just the critic part. He is expert in urban development, public works, the design, the functionality. He was kind enough to help me on a number of projects, including LaGuardia Airport. And he brought his fine eye to that project, and he made it a better project. Paul, good to be with you. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Governor.
Pleasure.
I think you just summarized it really, really well. These public works serve a functional purpose, but when you do them well, they lift up the whole city. And, LaGuardia, we have in front of us LaGuardia as a perfect example. It went from being an embarrassment to being a source of pride for people. And that in turn affects the attitude everybody has about the city in general, much far beyond the airport. And Moynihan Train Hall, same thing. I mean, it's really had a huge impact on the psychology of the city. And hopefully Penn Station can be the same.
What do you think, Paul, on this move the garden plan versus the demolish the Hulu Theater glass atrium plan, let's call it?
In an ideal world, we would move the garden. But as you pointed out, the garden has an owner who has been very reluctant to do that. If the city just stepped in, or the state or the federal government just stepped in and condemned it, there'd be years of litigation. Even beyond the issue of litigation, you can't touch Penn Station until you have a new garden ready. So that would be years, and it would kick the ball way down the field. It would be, the timetable would go from something reasonable to something barely in any of our lifetimes, as well as costing a huge amount more. I think the Hulu Theater option is a fantastic one, because it gives, in a way, it's almost a way of having your cake and eating it too. I mean, we have a way of keeping the garden there, but carving out the space below it that is still enough to open up light and give you a really grand train hall, give you the kind of experience on the east side of 8th Avenue in the main Penn Station that people now have at Moynihan Train Hall on the west side of 8th Avenue, which is a big light-filled space, which is what we lost when the original Penn Station was torn down and what we could have again. Yeah.
And it is doable, even though any project is difficult for government to do. I'll tell you,
any project is difficult, but you've shown with LaGuardia, with the bridges, with Moynihan, that difficult does not mean impossible.
I'll tell you a funny story that I heard the other day, Paul, that you can appreciate.
Yeah.
Late 90s, Senator Daniel Patrick Moynihan comes up with the idea of using the back half of the post office for the Moynihan, what we now call the Moynihan train station.
We now call it, right. Exactly.
A newspaper writes an editorial, says it's a great idea, it should be called the Moynihan Station. Moynihan calls the newspaper and says, that's a thank you very much, very nice, flattering, but I don't want that named the Moynihan Station. I want something that's actually going to get done. And that's when Senator Schumer moved to name the courthouse after Senator Moynihan. So even Senator Moynihan, who had the idea, understood the practical reality of getting it done. And
yes.
As you know, how we work to get LaGuardia every day, you have to, and how many projects we now see languishing in this city and state that was supposed to be done years ago. So, look, if you put a shovel in the ground tomorrow, you're talking years and years before Penn would be done. Of course,
exactly. But the great stuff we have now, the bridges, the tunnels, things like Grand Central, the other stuff Central Park, those all happened because people in a different time invested for us. A lot of those things were built by people who never saw them finished. They did it because they believed in the future. And I think we owe the future the same thing.
Beautifully said. Beautifully said.
And we're, I think you made the case for the right option for Penn Station as well as anybody could. I mean, it's doable, it's achievable, it can yield a wonderful design, and yet, and the compromises are not huge. I mean, we're really lucky that we have an option with what I think is actually a pretty minor compromise.
Yeah. And
so let's just do it.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Yeah. Let's hope they pick the right option. And then let's hope.
I hope so, too.
Let's hope we then find a way for the federal government, the state, and the city to work together in harmony to actually get it done quickly and efficiently. And that I offer as a prayer on this Sunday. Paul, thank you very much for being with us.
I will add to your prayer. Let's engrave that over it. Let's engrave those words over it, just like the words about neither snow nor rain nor darkness nor light is over the post office.
That's exactly right. Paul, good to be with you. Thank you for everything you do.
Good to talk to you, and thank you.
Same here.